There is nothing more delicious than to be skinny. Kate Moss said this phrase, and I totally agree. I'm not gonna lie and say that, love yourself as you are. These days, there is a lot of liars who will tell you that everything is okay, gain weight, that's fine, body positive. That's just not true, because at some point your doctor will say to you that, you know what, you have to lose weight. When we're very young, we think that our number or scale is just size of our clothes. Maybe we dislike a little bit our reflection in a mirror, but we don't understand that with age we have less of energy. That's important. We have lots of different issues because of this excessive weight. What about me? I gained weight when I was 17. I got my eating disorder. At some point I decided to calm myself down, calm my nervous system down, because I was in my parents' house. Very nervous situation, always there. I couldn't smoke, so I was kind of eating. I was trying to calm myself. I knew this was the bad idea because I was gaining weight crazy fast, but I just couldn't stop. It's so easy to fall into an eating disorder. And then this was for 9 years of my life. And I cured myself with no doctors, with no medication taken. And I know how people cure eating disorders. They give you antidepressants, which is not for everybody. For example, I couldn't take it. I had so much of side effects. And also they say that you have to go to a psychologist every week, for all your life. And at the same time, except basically they want to make you happy because of serotonin from antidepressants, and calmer, and to accept yourself. But I wanted to be skinny. And at the same time, I didn't want to have eating disorder. First things that I did, like everybody else, I was counting my calories. I was dieting a lot. I was compensating with sports. This is not helping. This pushes you way further in your eating disorder. But nonetheless, from everywhere, people saying that you should do it calorie deficit, or compensate with sports. There's a lot of coaches and trainers who are saying that women should do heavy weight training, which is just preposterous. So they're saying that you, women, have to lift heavy weights to gain muscle. Gaining muscle is amazing, but those people who are lifting heavy weights, they can encounter really bad problems with their spine, with their knees. Well, they're not talking about it for some reason. Only after some time you see those people in a gym and they're wearing some, knee supports. Like, why do you need this knee support? You're promoting weightlifting, which is not healthy, especially for women. And you're wearing some support for your spine, for your knees. If you want to not only be skinny but be healthy, that's not the way. This is very compelling because you want to overeat. You want to eat like fucking crazy. And then you want to exercise it in a gym. I get it. I did it myself because I had an eating disorder, so I've tried everything from vomiting to taking pills to, compensating in the gym. I was doing my abs and I wanted to throw up because I overeated just before that. So I have this experience and I know how pointless all of this is. It's not an option. I'd like to mention that I have in my genetics obesity, insulin resistance, sugar diabetes, a lot of members of my family, 100 plus kilograms, which is a lot. So an eating disorder runs in my family. And yes, genetics make me be more prone to this kind of situation, to gain weight, to not feel satiety. I have this need to overeat when I'm nervous, which is not for everybody. Some people cannot eat when they're nervous, and some people can really overeat when they're nervous, and that's me. And also I have ADHD. And people with ADHD, they have very strong relationships with addictions, and ED is basically an addiction. And for 9 years, I was really struggling with that. I was losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight. I was so tired from it. And I felt like, I'm getting older, that it's not easy for me to do this kind of jump from one weight to another, from 54 kilograms to 69. That's not very easy. Sometimes I would lose more, like 15 kilograms, 17 kilograms, 19 kilograms, and then I would gain almost all of it. This was very sad. Tell in comments down below if you were in this situation. The disappointment that you feel when you're in eating disorder, it's really crazy. So I needed to find a way. I needed to do something else different. I wonder why I didn't think about this earlier. For so many years, for 9 years, I was in eating disorder, and I was not thinking that I'm actually doing the same thing and expecting to have different results, which is actually stupid. And I remember this day I was overeating again, and I was deciding at the time, like, what would I do now? I knew that I needed change. I needed to do something different. At the time, I didn't know this term, intermittent fasting, but I just decided for myself that I don't want no more counting calories. I don't want to go on just healthy lifestyle, so I'm not eating my ice cream, things that I would binge on. I didn't want to give up it right away because I knew that I did it for so many times, like for 10, 12 times, and it gave me the same result. I secretly wanted this cheat day where I would binge a lot. So I decided not to be this restrictive anymore. So I would just have my eating window and my fasting window. At the time, I didn't know anything about this method, but with time I started to learn about it. I realized how many people have lost weight this way. And I was like, wait a minute, that's very interesting because I've been following it for a month and I lost a lot of weight and I didn't feel that I'm restricted myself. Of course, at my adaptation state on intermittent fasting, I felt not very good at the evening because I felt hungry. But you know what? When you're losing weight, you're supposed to feel hungry. These days, from everywhere, they say that you're not supposed to feel hungry. Lose weight not being hungry. Be full and lose weight. This is such a big fat lie. So the business, the industry, they affect science and dietology and nutrition science a lot. They want you to think that everything is okay. They push this kind of really bad, dirty thoughts to your minds that you should not call food bad. You should not say that this food is really bad and toxic because it's chips or burger or free fries. It's okay, you have to be just an appropriate amount. I can say more. If you Google it yourself, you'll find so many interesting things. Like I did it for 5 minutes and I found out that in 2015, Coke were sponsoring research where they concluded that you actually don't need to be this much of a thinker about calories and etc. about food. You just need to exercise more. So they pushing those kind of destructive thoughts into our minds so we become fat, dumb, dependent, and then we buy Ozempic. And that's why Ozempic, they have prognosis that their stocks will go up and higher and higher. How strange that is, you would say. This was supposed to be a cure for obesity, but they actually prognosing that obesity will get more and more. Wow. So when you kind of learn about it, you understand the whole system. Recently, I heard from Robert Kennedy, Bobby, they call him Bobby. He said that the best thing for business is ill child. This is crazy. And he understands what he's talking about, When he was a baby, obesity in the United States was at 3%. And now it's like 75. Whoa, it's not such a big time gap for jumping this high. You wonder why is this happening? There's only one reason. People making money on you and they want you to believe certain things that actually worse for your health. Things that curing yourself, like intermittent fasting, like healthy proteins, healthy fats, and etc. They don't want to promote this stuff because if you cure yourself, you're not a patient anymore, you're not a client anymore. Like people with an eating disorder, they go to a psychiatrist and what they say, you know what, take antidepressants and come to your psychology therapy every week. How nice! For all your life. How nice. What a great enterprise. So when you have something that curing yourself, they don't want to promote it. Now I am 6 years on intermittent fasting and this helped me out to get out from an eating disorder. Not only this, of course, I had to work with my mind. I had to program myself to be mindful with my eating. I had to program new habits into my life because when you program some habits in your consciousness, then you kind of do nothing in your favorite way. Yeah, it kind of works like this. That's the power of habits. I'm sure you've heard about it. When you have habit, you don't need energy on it. You just do it automatically. Like you're brushing your teeth, you're not thinking about it. Same with food. I have some principles in my nutrition, what I like, what I don't like to have on my plate, what I don't fucking respect. This programming helped me a lot. But first thing that helped me get out from this cycle of dieting and counting calories, writing down everything I ate. This was intermittent fasting. This gave me some freedom. Yes, I had to have some self-discipline. And I'm so sad that these days people are saying that discipline is bad. You should be free from all of it. No, you shouldn't. Only discipline will help you out. For all of you who want to lose weight, do not give up. I could have said that this is my genetic. I could have said that an eating disorder is just runs in my family. A big weight and obesity runs in my family. My psychics genetically this way that it's easier for me to gain weight. I tend to overeat because I'm ADHD. If I wanted to find some justification, it would easily be done by me, So do not search for excuse. Search for solution. For everybody, it's going to be different. I'm not saying that everyone should go on intermittent fasting. You should see like if it fits you, because there are some groups of people for whom it's not very good. But you have to find your way in a world when they want you to be dumb, fat, addicted to drugs like Ozempic. You have to find your way. You have to find this power inside of yourself, and you'll be so happy when you'll achieve it. Don't lose faith. This hope, this faith inside of yourself will lead you to something. You're searching, you're here, it must be you're searching for a solution, and I wish you to find one.